Tonight's visit of Sunderland will no doubt put them to the test. Your commentator at a rather cold Carrow Road, Tony Jones.
Darren Eadie made a huge impact when he returned from injury to help Norwich to a 1-0 win over the First Division leaders Nottingham Forest in their last game here at Carrow Road. Eadie'd been missing for 3 months after surgery on a neck injury, but he looked sharp and his pace repeatedly caused problems. Norwich have been hit hard by injuries this season and they're forced into making another change. Mike Milligan is in for Keith O'Neill. O'Neill is back in plaster after aggravating the foot injury which originally kept him out from the start of September until the end of December. Top scorer Craig Bellamy is sitting out the second game of a 2-game suspension. Sunderland were knocked out of the FA Cup by Tranmere on Saturday, but they're still the form team in the First Division and they're unbeaten in 16 league games. They made a jittery start to the season, but continuity has been the key to their success since then. Chris Makin was brought in for Darren Williams at Tranmere, and that was Sunderland's first change in 11 games. Williams is fit again now, so this time Alan Johnston misses out. Striker Kevin Phillips has been rewriting all the Sunderland record books this season. He scored in 6 successive league games. He grabbed 4 at Rotherham in the FA Cup, and he's got 18 for the season so far. This evening's referee is John Brandwood from Lichfield. Well, Norwich City secured their first points of the season when they won at Sunderland at the end of August. A second-half goal by Daryl Such was enough to win the game. Norwich also grateful then to goalkeeper Andy Marshall, who made several outstanding saves, including 2 from Kevin Phillips. Norwich, one of the few teams who Phillips hasn't scored against this season. Phillips really has been in outstanding form for Sunderland, but he's been caught offside this time. Sunderland do like to get Phillips forward. He's worked well in tandem with Niall Quinn. Mike Walker, the Norwich City manager, was delighted with the way in which his team performed against the league leaders Nottingham Forest. Sunderland have readjusted again at the back this evening. Chris Makin is operating as a left back. Craddock and Williams, the 2 in the centre. Here's Phillips. Certainly got an eye for goal, Kevin Phillips. Roberts now for Norwich. Now Milligan. Tried to introduce Darren Eadie to things. Eadie operating out wide because of the injury to Keith O'Neill. Norwich still with plenty of pace in midfield. Adrian Forbes operating on the right. Eadie for the time being on the left. Phillips again. Gunn is out swiftly and he had to make a good save there. It was Summerby who was away from his marker. Gunn with a kick on the head. But Sunderland quickly turning defence to attack. It was an inviting pass for Summerby, and Gunn just got there first. Opening here for Norwich, and Perez was out swiftly to deny Coote. Brave run by Adrian Coote and brave goalkeeping by Lionel Perez. Sunderland have the throw. Niall Quinn has done well alongside Kevin Phillips this season. Just 6 goals for Quinn, but he's proved the great provider. Quinn again with the chest down. Drive over the top then by Summerby. It took a deflection on the way through. Sunderland have a corner. Came away off Jackson, the Norwich skipper. Craddock and Williams have been pushed forward by Sunderland. Brian Gunn alert. Quinn poised to make his run. And it was Grant who bundled the ball clear from Phillips. Gunn was unhappy then. He felt that his path to the ball was impeded. Another Sunderland corner. Clark on the edge of the penalty area. Williams had made a run. Here's Quinn. Clark is forced backwards and Ray has been given no time on the ball at all. That was a splendid pass to pick out Somerby. Alex Ray has been inspirational in the Sunderland midfield in recent weeks. His manager has spoken about the possibility of him making Scotland's World Cup squad. But it's Norwich who are breaking quickly here with first Forbes and then Eadie. Sturdy challenge by Chris Bacon to block Darren Eadie's path to goal. Now it's Sunderland's turn to come back at Norwich. Gray has got tremendous pace. Quinn, the inevitable target in the middle, and Fuglestad was there first. Good defending by Eric Fuglestad. It was an inviting cross for Quinn. Fuglestad knew he had to get there. Williams is arriving, and the header wide by Gray in the end. The initial header by Darren Williams was going wide of the goal, and Michael Gray, who was closest to the goal, very nearly got the decisive touch. A narrow escape for Norwich City. It was a powerful header by Gray. Quinn up first. Another opening for Sunderland. But it's one which Phillips couldn't take this time. Quinn and Phillips have such a good understanding. This time, Phillips was in behind Fuglestad. The ball just wouldn't set up for him. There's Gray. Shrugged off the challenge from Forbes. He was fouled by Forbes. Got great pace, Michael Gray. And then he just got beyond Adrian Forbes, and the trailing leg caught him. Ray is over the free kick. Here's Somerby. It's a long way out, but there was a gap there for him on the end of the Norwich City wall. Norwich City won a lot of admirers when they beat the First Division leaders Nottingham Forest 1-0 in their last game here at Carrow Road. Forbes ran into trouble. Here's Phillips. Tremendous drive by Phillips. And another great stop by Brian Gunn. Phillips, a striker playing with confidence. But Brian Gunn equal to him then. Shot was really zipping through towards Gunn then. Forbes had given the ball away. And Gunn helped him out. Somerby with a corner. Quinn arriving. Jackson to clear the danger for Norwich, momentarily at least. And again by Holloway. Roberts back in the penalty area to help his defenders out this time. Grant has released Darren Eadie. This is the first real chance Darren Eadie has had to have a run on goal. Forbes. And it was Williams who got back to cover. Had the acceleration to get clear of Holloway and the presence of mind to release the ball to Forbes. Forbes was fouled by Macon this time. Those two have had quite a tussle all evening. Eadie with a free kick. It was a poor one. Fuglestad. Eadie's in behind the Sunderland defence this time. And Perez out to make a very brave save. Roberts holding the ball up for Coote. Norwich with Eadie out wide. And it's a thumping drive by Darren Eadie. Such a big favourite here at Carrow Road. Good work by Roberts. And although Coote overran the ball, Eadie was there to take over. Now it's Grant for Norwich. Coote is in on this, but Perez had got there first. Eadie! He's got it! A magnificent goal by Darren Eadie. Darren Eadie playing only his second game after 3 months out injured, with a presence of mind then to weigh up all the options. It was a good break by Norwich. Perez was out swiftly, but his clearance let him down. And Eadie, with barely a look up, played the ball back in, and he played it back to perfection. Instinctive goal from Darren Eadie, and it's brought Carrow Road to its feet. Gunn in trouble at the near post then. Norwich scrambling to get the ball away. Darren Eadie, who's been forced into a much wider position. Norwich have tried to utilise him more as a central runner or a striker this season, but he gets his quota of goals, and that was an astonishing one. Summerby with a free kick for Sunderland. Flag has stayed down. Sunderland had 3 players onside. Jackson with a header clear. Norwich stood, watched and waited then. Here's Ray. Ray's path to goal was blocked by Forbes. Grant, who's getting through a lot of good work in the central midfield for Norwich. Summerby. Now Holloway. Summerby again. In once more by Holloway. Phillips. Did well to find the target. He was off balance and he was falling backwards, but he still made Gunn stretch for that one. Eadie now for Norwich. Here's Jackson. Suddenly surrounded by 3 Sunderland players. Flag was up for offside against Quinn. Quinn disappointed that he wasn't given the right sort of service, but Norwich go in at half-time ahead thanks to a wonderful goal after 33 minutes by Darren Eadie. He saw the goalkeeper Perez off his line and he punished him with a shot from a long way out. It's that which gives Norwich City the advantage. It's Norwich City 1, Sunderland 0. Second half underway. Carrow Road hasn't been a good venue for Sunderland. They've managed just 2 wins in 15 visits in the league. Norwich have had much the better of things home and away in recent times. They haven't been beaten by Sunderland in the league since 1985. It's a 7-game unbeaten run, 5 wins and 2 draws. And thanks to Darren Eadie's first half goal, they're in front again tonight. Plenty of honest endeavour from Norwich City in the first half. Opening here for Coote. He was in the right place. Perez with a much more positive clearance. It was an excellent clearance, in fact, to find Quinn. Here's Summerby. Header wide side from Phillips. Does have the ability to just get a yard or two on his marker whenever possible. It was good delivery from Summerby, and that was a good chance for Sunderland. Mike Walker, the Norwich manager, said there was no need to motivate his players, really. They were delighted with their performance against the leaders Nottingham Forest, and they wanted to prove another point against Sunderland. Peter Reid has completely rebuilt this Sunderland side this season. Only Perez, Williams and Gray remain from the Premiership team at the end of last season. Been looking sharper and playing with a bit more confidence. Has instilled the need into them to knuckle down whenever necessary, and they've got to knuckle down to save this one. Forward by Ray. Here's Quinn. Quinn has won the throw. Easy once more for Norwich. Craddock has been enticed out of the middle, but he did well then, Jody Craddock. Jody Craddock, who was playing for Cambridge United last season. He did well to angle the ball towards Roberts. No penalty. The referee was right up with play. Roberts may feel that he had his heel stamped on then. Huglerstad. Now Coote. Here's Segura. Now Edie. Huglerstad is in here. And that's the second goal for Norwich City. Eric Huglerstad. Tremendous approach play by Norwich. It's Huglerstad's second goal for the club. It came with the help of a deflection, but then the Sunderland defence were really opened up. Edie and Coote involved, and as Huglerstad crossed, it went in off Craddock's knee. Defender was unlucky, but it was a tremendous build-up by Norwich. Dicho. Now Ray. Here's Holloway. Gone with a fist clear, but didn't make it. It's been a difficult evening for the Norwich City goalkeeper. There's been a constant aerial bombardment. He's been well protected by Fleming and Jackson, but then he had to be first to the ball, and he didn't make the punch. Sterling work again by Jackson, who was impeded. Holloway's cross, which caused problems for Brian Gunn, just didn't get there. But Brian Gunn was outstanding for Norwich in the last home game against Nottingham Forest, and he made a very good save in the first half from Kevin Phillips. Roberts created an opening for himself then, and he'll be disappointed that he didn't test Perez. Long clearance from Gunn, and then Roberts was able to give himself a yard to get the shot in on goal. Some of his progress blocked by Segura. Here's Clark. Jackson again to get the ball clear for Norwich. Sunderland have another corner. Once more, everybody has been pushed forward by the goalkeeper. In by Clark. Clark with a shot. Came away off Huglerstad. Jackson now. Inviting pass for Peter Granton, an equally inviting pass for Darren Eading. Huglerstad in the middle. Coote also arriving, as is Roberts. Here's Coote. And back off the post. still with Coote. And still have Norwich been able to get the ball in the net. Sunderland have survived somehow. Roberts just can't believe it. An astonishing escape for the Sunderland goal. There was another magnificent break by Norwich with Grant and Eady involved. The initial header came back off the post by Coote. He had a second chance, and with Craddock on the goal line, first Roberts and then Fuglestad were unable to make it count for Norwich. Phillips. Sachin quickly. Here's Coote. Just took the ball too far away from himself and Jody Craddock. Another impressive performance by Adrian Coote, who's in trouble by injury this season. There's Ray for Sunderland. Now Clark. Phillips. Williams. Holloway once more. Another inviting cross. And once more the header from Dikio lacks any real direction. Holloway will be frustrated that so much of this good service has gone to waste. Craddock with a very firm header away. Forward by Such. Roberts with a header on, but couldn't find Coote. Led the line well for Norwich tonight. Ewan Roberts alongside Adrian Coote. Ray trying to getting more inspiration. Here's Clark. It's a good try, and it's a goal. Terrific try from Lee Clark, the Sunderland skipper. Brian Gunn will be disappointed because he was going in the right direction. He seemed to be behind the ball, but the venom in the shot beat him. Came to the goalkeeper through a ruck of players. The keeper will think he should have got to that one, but it was a blistering drive. Sunderland suddenly back in it. Sunday. Gray arriving. Another chance for Gray. And still Norwich scramble to get the ball clear. We're into stoppage time now at the end of the second half. One last chance for Sunderland, maybe. Dicio's in there. Williams also, Craddock's up there. Real scramble by Norwich to get the ball clear. Segura with the acrobatic clearance. Coote back to charge down the intended cross by Holloway. Pumped into the danger area once more. And it's Eady who hoists the ball into the other half of the pitch. Only Coote forward for Norwich. Segura and Jackson getting in each other's way. It's desperate stuff now for Norwich. In by Holloway. Well, there was some pushing in the penalty area. Matt Jackson, the Norwich skipper, and his defenders have a chance to catch their breath. Entertaining encounter, but it isn't over yet. We're into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Roberts now. Mills, who tried to free Coote. Holloway. Summerby. Hugo stuck to his task and got the challenge in. Norwich throw, but there's anxiety etched on the faces of all those Norwich players. Credit. By Summerby. Holloway's progress stopped by Segura. Launched in by Craddock. Gunn came and then stopped. Norwich have the throw. We're now in the 4th minute of stoppage time. Still, maybe Sunderland have one last chance. Flag is up for offside against Phillips. Gunn was outsmarted to make the save anyway. And Brian Gunn will put his years of experience to good use here. Gunn in no hurry to take this free kick. Craddock with a header clear. Dicio needs some help. It's arrived now from Ray. Ray has won the free kick. Roberts was pushing. We're into the 5th minute of stoppage time. Eady chasing the back with Gray. And Darren Eady's persistence then won the goal kick for Norwich City. We've secured a famous victory, really. First half goal from Darren Eady, a second one from Eric Fuglestad, making it 2-0 and giving Norwich a vital cushion. They had some anxious moments when Lee Clark pulled the goal back for Sunderland, but Norwich have proved again that they aren't short of character. It was a big test against a team unbeaten in 16 league games before tonight. Sunderland remain in a strong position. The playoffs are still a distant possibility for Norwich, but their last 2 home results would suggest that they could still do it. It's finished Norwich City 2, Sunderland 1.
Yeah, that's right. The spirit in the club has been as good at any club I've been at. The lads really get on well together, and that brings you through, really. You know, you hear stories up and down the country of teams squabbling, and it's never been like that here, and hopefully the benefits are starting to show.
But why are you so inconsistent?
Well, you look at the injuries that we've had, and maybe we have a slightly more settled side now. We've won 2 games, and I think staying injury-free, obviously losing Keith O'Neill's a big blow to us again. But we've rallied around and turned another good performance.
The keeper's made a bad kick, and I didn't really have time to think about it. I thought, you know, just get my head down and try and hit the target, and thankfully it went in.
You were a long way out then. Were you aware how far out you were?
I was a fair way. I think, I sort of realised, but as I said, you don't have time to think about it, really. You just hit it. Normally I'd probably end up on the corner flag, but fortunately tonight it went in.
Do you ever practice those in training?
Oh no, definitely not. I can't even do it with my left foot, let alone my right in training. So just one of those times where, you know, where it went right for me.
We've made a couple of mistakes for the goals, which anyone can make. That happens in football, and then we're always chasing the game. It's difficult when you chase a game against a side like Norwich, when they've got Forbes and Eady who've got pace, and that's I think why it was end to end, and we didn't really get the breaks this evening.
The one thing you don't want to do is give them a lifeline with 5 or 10 minutes to go, and that's exactly what we did. And then suddenly, of course, you're really under the collar, and it's ironic, it's typical, isn't it? I mean, we could have been 3-0 up. You know, the ball's hit the post as a scramble. It's come out from going from 3-0. It could have been dead and buried. It's suddenly 2-1, and you're hanging on again. But again, we didn't lose our composure. We defended well, and came out of it okay.
Well, 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 successive victories over Forest and now Sunderland. Norwich stay 12th, 9 points off that key 6th place for the promotion playoffs. Neil Adams is with us tonight, still injured at the moment, but Neil, on that form, you're going to struggle to get back in.
Yeah, it's good to see as well, coming on the back of bad defeats at Grimsby and Wolves. Two victories against the teams up at the top there and playing well and, you know, fully justified.
Well, you were at the game tonight, I know, so perhaps you can take us through the highs and the lows. And under the cosh, I think it's fair to say, first few moments.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Sunderland. They pressed the game throughout, they closed down well, and for long periods of the game, we were defending. Good save from Gunny there, got down low to his left, turned it round, but particularly Lee Clark impressed me tonight. And the goal for us actually came at a good time for us, just when we were getting a bit under the cosh for the first 30 minutes. And then Darren, of course, has gone and chipped one in from 40 yards.
As we shall see any moment now. Alan, how do you explain the kind of inconsistencies of football at any level?
I think, you know, you get some bad breaks, some lucky breaks. Confidence is a big factor, especially if you've got kids on the side. You know, Norwich are very similar to Ipswich. Sometimes they can outplay sides. And they maybe get a draw when it should really be 3 points. And that's the problem with Ipswich and Norwich. I think they've drawn too many games.
What about the goal, Darren's goal? He's very honest about it in the interview there.
Well, I think Perez is he's not really Peter Reid's cup of tea. You know, he's dropped him a few times, trying to get rid of him. But goalkeepers are unlucky. I think kicking's a major part of the game now. He gets it wrong, but that's a quality finish.
Great finish.
On his weaker foot, you know, on his weaker side, the right foot. And really Norwich, they needed that because they were under the cosh. Sunderland are one of the best sides in Division 1. And that was a nice break, you know. It seemed to be one-way traffic, Norwich having to defend, and suddenly Sunderland are shell-shocked.
Neil, good to see Darren Eadie back in the team and immediately clicking. Top form.
Yeah, I can't believe he scored from 40 yards with his rifle. I'm not going to hear the last of it, but yeah, he's a quality player, and certainly you miss players like that when they're out injured. He's come back into the side, and he's certainly given his contribution to both victories.
Well, I can't believe our man Tony Jones gave the second goal to Eric Fugelstadt. But well, what's your version of events?
He'll obviously try and claim it, but I'm sure...
Great build-up.
You know, when you see it again, it's a clear own goal. Yeah, good interpassing there from Darren, and Adrian Cook plays a great ball to Eric. But, you know, in all honesty, that's going across the 6-yard box, and unfortunate for the defender, but...
Craddock's unlucky, isn't he? He can't do a lot about this.
He's certainly not going to be able to claim that one, I would think.
No, I don't think so. There we are, but we'll see tomorrow, I'm sure. Could have become 3-0. Alan, we saw this incredible sequence in front of the Sunderland goal.
Well, as it goes across, I'm sure, you know, Neil was saying earlier that I think he felt Ewan Roberts felt it was going in, that's why he left it. And then he swivels, and any sort of touch at all, that finds the back of the net. And Mike Walker rightly points out, that would have been 3, and then suddenly, you know, towards the end of the game, they're hanging on, but Ewan Roberts coming back, a lot of injury problems. He's a big target man, you know. Maybe he doesn't have the silky skills of, you know, some of the older. Yeah, well, he was a top player, wasn't he? But he's a big, strong lad, and I think now he's got over his injury problems. He will help towards the end of the season. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, back to Neil. Hiram Scarum at the end, and what are your views on the Sunderland goal?
Yeah, it's just what you don't need, actually. As we said, we could have gone 3-0 up there. It's a terrific strike from Clark, but, you know, Gunny's got it covered. He'll be disappointed with that one. You know, he saved that 9 times out of 10. And as we say, sort of we're hanging on by fingernails, really, for the last 5 or 10 minutes, which you don't need.
Because the big question now, particularly after Brian's wonderful performance against Forest, is what happens when Andy Marshall is fit, as he will be soon? Well,
as you say, yeah, you know, Brian, he came back into the side for the 5-0 defeat at Wolves. Which you think could destroy him, but back in the side again for Notts Forest, and he was outstanding. And apart from that one mistake tonight, it would have been another clean sheet and a faultless